Hello friends, welcome to Worldwide Books. We've all experienced moments when it feels like things are spiraling out of control. That's the full catastrophe. Those times when life feels like a roller coaster and everything seems to slip from our grasp. This book shows us how, even in those challenging times, we can stay calm and reclaim our inner peace. Here, Jon Kabat-Zinn introduces us to the power of mindfulness. What does that mean? Living fully in the present and accepting every moment as it comes. The ideas in this book aren't magical solutions, but if we apply them correctly, they can teach us how to live peacefully amidst our daily struggles. Let's learn how to handle this catastrophe a little better. Life is unpredictable. We never know when the last moment will come. But imagine if you knew somehow that your last moment had arrived. What would you do then? You might feel the cool breeze on your skin, truly savor your meal, or listen to the chirping birds. In reality, our life is made up of moments just like these. Life is nothing but a series of small, fleeting moments. Every moment that passes will never return, which is why each moment is the last one. If you miss out on this moment, the loss is entirely yours. Live mindfully and fully enjoy every moment. You might wonder, but aren't we already living each moment? So, why do we need to learn something new? Try this. Focus all your attention on the present moment. Most of us, even when we're in the present, are mentally somewhere else. We don't even realize when the past takes over or we start planning for the future. A 2012 study from Harvard University shows that when we focus on the present instead of the past or future, we become more calm, stable, and happy. This is the first step toward mindfulness. Mindfulness is a method of meditation where we learn to give our full attention to the present moment. With its help, the storm of thoughts begins to settle, and we start gaining control over the mind. This allows us to live fully in the present and understand the signals our body is giving us. This also makes it easier to catch emotions like depression, stress, and anger in their early stages. Try a simple exercise. Take a raisin. Look at it closely. Smell it. Feel its texture between your fingers. Now, slowly begin to chew it. How does it taste? Now take 2 more raisins and eat them the same way, each time deepening your observation. You'll feel more enjoyment each time. You've probably eaten raisins many times before, but did they ever taste this good? Involving yourself fully, even in the smallest and most mundane experiences, is the beginning of mindfulness. We're always busy with something or another throughout the day: office work, meetings, household chores. This is our doing state. By the end of the day, while our body may be exhausted, our mind is still running, thinking about the day's activities or worrying about unfinished tasks for tomorrow. Tensions from various concerns fill our minds. Mindfulness helps shift us from this doing state to a being state. But for that to happen, the first and most important step is to calm the mind. That's where meditation comes in. First, learn to control your body. Sit in a position where your head, neck, and spine are aligned. Relax your shoulders and rest your hands on your lap or knees. Now, slowly focus on your breath. Feel each inhale and exhale. Notice the changes happening within you. Your stomach stretches, your lungs expand, and you feel the air in your throat. As you exhale, everything lightens. With each breath, you'll feel a new sense of freshness. Now, start noticing the thoughts that come and go. Your goal is to control this mental traffic. Just as one car at a time is allowed to pass through traffic jams, let each thought come and go. Whatever the thought is, let it pass. These are just thoughts. They are not part of your personality or your identity. In the beginning, meditation might be difficult. Sitting still might feel uncomfortable, and you might not know how to sort out your tangled thoughts. You'll feel restless. But don't give up. This is completely normal. Pay attention to what is disturbing your focus so that you can prevent it from overpowering you next time. Keep up your meditation routine. Once you get used to sitting straight, practicing breathing, and controlling your thoughts, you'll know you've crossed the first step. As you delve deeper into meditation, you'll gradually move toward mindfulness. Do you ever pay attention to the little things? The coolness of water while showering, the neatness of a well-organized study table, or the way leaves sway on trees. When you incorporate mindfulness into your life, your way of seeing and understanding everything around you changes. You start looking at things with calm attention, feeling them deeply and finding joy in them. But it takes time and effort. Just as you work hard in the gym to shape your body, you need to work hard to shape your thoughts and mind. The more you meditate, the more mindful you'll become. Mindfulness means creating a balance between the mind and body. One basic step of mindfulness is the body scan meditation. Let's understand how to do this. Lie down on your back. Focus on your breath. Let your thoughts come and go without paying attention to them. Now, shift your focus entirely to your left toes. Let your mind wander, but keep your focus on your toes, whether you feel pain or numbness there. Don't label these sensations as good or bad. Now imagine that your breath is reaching these toes. Next, bring your focus to your leg. Repeat the same process. One by one, pay attention to each part of your body in this way. Once you've mastered this body scan, shift from focusing on your breath to channeling your emotions into your body. You might feel anger in one part, fear in another, and peace in yet another. Now send positive energy like compassion, love, kindness, and strength to these areas. With regular practice, this meditation helps you transition from the doing state to the being state. It makes you feel more stable, peaceful, and emotionally strong. Stress is like the weather. It's going to come whether we want it or not. We can't stop it. We can predict a storm or changing weather, but there's no way to predict stress. Still, we can handle it far better than we do with bad weather. Stress involves two things. One is what creates the stress, which we call the stressor. The second is how we react to it. Stressors can include all sorts of situations, people, tasks, and goals. The reaction involves our feelings and behavior toward them. While we can't control the stressor, our response is in our hands. However, most of the time, we forget this. Let's say you miss your bus. You start feeling irritable, frustrated, and anger takes over. This is a short-term stress response. If the stress lasts for a long time, you may start moving toward depression, like in cases of illness or financial hardship. Both situations are harmful. Instead of learning how to face or handle stress, you begin to live with it, and over time, this becomes a deep-rooted habit. Its effects can be worse than the stressors themselves. These are called maladaptive coping strategies. They include habits like overeating, ignoring problems, getting completely absorbed in work, or indulging in compulsive shopping. When we rely on these, we fall into a cycle where these so-called coping mechanisms start creating more stress. Next, we'll understand how to break free from this cycle. Responding to stress is better than reacting to it, and you can learn how to do this. In childhood, you may have played those puzzles where paths are tangled, and you need to help a child reach a candy on the other side. Your task is to find the right path. But have you ever thought, wouldn't it be easier to just draw a straight line from the candy to the child? Life is also a journey through these tangled paths, but it's up to you whether you take these complicated routes or find a new way. We have a choice when it comes to facing stress. We can either react or respond. The difference between the two lies in thoughtfulness and reasoning. Let's say you have a fight with your partner. If you react, you might start yelling, throwing things around, or slam the door and walk out. That's your reaction. But if you stay calm, try to understand their perspective, or begin solving the problem through a conversation, that's your response. The fight will eventually end, but don't you think that by choosing the second option, you'll reduce the chances of such arguments happening again in the future? Mindfulness teaches you that understanding things takes time. And when you start giving yourself that time, your responses and decisions become more accurate. Let's say you made a mistake at work. What would your reaction be? Would you confront your boss for pointing out your mistake? Would you silently curse yourself or work overtime for a week to make up for it? None of these approaches are right. In fact, an automatic reaction to any situation is not ideal. This is where living mindfully comes into play. Simply put, if you're not mindful, you're mindless. Now it's up to you to decide what you choose. Next time you make a mistake, take a moment to pause and reflect. Pay attention to your body language. Are you starting to sweat? Is your heart racing? Focus on your emotions. Are you feeling restless, scared, or about to cry? Whatever you're experiencing, accept it openly. Don't label these feelings as right or wrong. Now, dig deeper. How did this mistake happen? What could be the possible outcome? What lesson can you learn from it? And what would be the best course of action in this situation? By giving yourself time in this way, you improve your response. You control the flood of thoughts. This gives you time to think. While it doesn't change the fact that a mistake was made, and maybe you won't feel any less anxious, you'll clearly understand what your next step should be, and you'll prevent the situation from getting more complicated. Mindfulness helps you break free from this automatic habit of reacting to everything. Pain in any part of the body can make you uncomfortable. At times, you may think, how nice it would be if we didn't have pain receptors at all. But some people are actually born with congenital analgesia. They don't feel pain in their bodies. However, this leads to unknowingly injuring themselves frequently. Pain is a kind of warning sign that saves you from bigger trouble. If you get a small cut while chopping vegetables, you put on a bandage and are more careful next time. If your muscles start aching during exercise, you take a break to avoid further injury. But imagine how difficult life would be for people with this condition. Pain teaches us a lot. It helps us understand our limits and how to keep ourselves safe. However, the cost of this lesson is often high. It becomes hard to comprehend when you're constantly dealing with pain. There's no doubt that all types of pain are unpleasant. It harms your health, costs money to manage, and can break your spirit. And apart from minor aches, most of the time, avoiding pain is impossible. While we may not be able to avoid it, we can manage it. Remember, mindfulness helps you learn how to manage pain, not eliminate it. Pain is a natural sensation. Escaping it is not possible. It is a sign that your consciousness is functioning properly. Yes, the intensity of pain can definitely be reduced. We often perceive pain as a purely physical experience, but it isn't confined to just one dimension. Pain gives us physical, mental, and cognitive experiences. With the help of mindfulness, we can lessen the intensity of all of these. Start with a body scan. Get to the root of the pain. Understand what kind of pain it is. Is it throbbing, piercing, or dull? Are you able to tolerate it? Or have you convinced yourself that the situation is out of control? Feel the pain for what it is. No more, no less. As you focus on the physical pain, now turn your attention to your emotions. What is going on in your mind? What thoughts are coming to you? Let them pass by. Don't dwell on them. After all, your thoughts or emotions are not the pain itself. Mindfulness helps clear away emotional disturbances and opens the path to happiness. If you ask people if they are truly happy, very few would say yes. In reality, while it's possible to experience moments of happiness, remaining consistently happy seems difficult. Everyone carries some wound in their heart. Everyone has been hurt at some point. Try this small exercise. Calm your mind. Try to live in this very moment. Without judging anything as good or bad, right or wrong, just spend 2 moments being with yourself. Now, you will surely feel happiness. But let's say you still don't feel happy. Then ask yourself, what is standing in the way? Your past. A moment in time from which you haven't moved forward, where you're still stuck. Someone left you after a breakup, and you decided that you don't deserve love. You made a mistake at work, and now you believe you're not good at anything. You got low grades and feel like that's your greatest failure, that your career is ruined. Thoughts like these keep intensifying your suffering and stand as obstacles in the way of overcoming it. Next time when such thoughts bother you, observe them with a calm mind and an open heart. Are you feeling vengeful, sad, or disappointed? Where do these emotions come from? And after a while, where do they disappear to? These emotions keep changing. The same memory might make you feel angry, sad, or perhaps even laugh at some point. Eventually, there will come a time when you'll wonder why you held on to such a trivial thing for so long. Memories don't have an expiration date, but their impact can diminish and even fade away over time. Pay attention to your thoughts and perspective. Don't judge them, and don't get lost in them. What's gone is beyond your control. Thinking about the future only brings anxiety. As the lyrics of a song go, all we have is this one moment, so live it fully and keep moving forward. Now ask yourself, are you happy in this moment, or have you closed the door to happiness? If you still can't feel happiness, think about what you can do to open that door. When you mindfully understand your pain and problems, it becomes clear that they come and go like flowing water. You are not their slave, nor are you bound to carry this burden with you. You should learn to let it go. It's true that not everything can be let go of, but through mindfulness, you can certainly learn to filter things out. Read on to understand how this can be done. You may have heard of the Serenity Prayer. It asks for the strength to accept the things we cannot change and the courage to change the things we can. But the most difficult task is understanding the difference between the two. Otherwise, you'll waste your time and energy trying to change things that can't be changed, and you'll start accepting everything that actually can be changed. Understanding what to change and what to let go of is an art. Mindfulness can help you master that art. Imagine you go hiking, and the weather suddenly changes. You're stuck in a slippery place due to the rain. Fear starts to take over. Now, you'll be troubled by two things. 1. What to do next, and 2. Your fear. One is the actual problem, and the other is the emotion attached to it. Whenever you're in such a situation, break it down into these two parts. First, focus on your emotion. It's just a temporary upheaval, like a wave that comes and goes. This feeling is only here to make you cautious so that you don't make the situation worse with any mistakes. Now, turn to the problem. How can you handle it? Instead of seeing it as one big issue, break it down into smaller parts. If you see a solution, good. If not, let it pass. Because sometimes the best thing you can do is wait. Stay where you are and wait for the rain to stop. Now, let's look at this problem from a solvable perspective. But this can only happen if you don't let fear take over. Otherwise, in trying to find a safe path, you might slip down. Don't rush uphill in a show of bravery either. Once your fear subsides, courage will naturally come. Then, you'll start moving forward with a firm step. There is no one in this world who doesn't experience pain or suffering. But if you block the path of pain, you unknowingly block the path of happiness too. You cannot control what colors life will show you, but you can certainly make each color soothing. Mindfulness meditation helps you so that you can live each moment fully. Practice loving-kindness meditation. If a past memory is troubling you, it means you need love. Love is the balm that can ease all kinds of pain. Start by giving love to yourself. Then, fill the outside world with your love. Give love to those who are close to you, as well as those you don't know. Cultivate feelings of compassion and kindness in your heart. Slowly, you will even begin to love the person who once caused you pain. The essence of full catastrophe living is to accept the wholeness of life. Live it with full awareness and patience. Problems are a part of life, but facing them and finding peace and happiness despite them is our true victory. If you like this book summary, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Press the bell icon to receive notifications of our new videos first. If you found this information helpful, like and share it so others can benefit from it too. Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Thank you.